Greetings, everyone. Wayne Amelung here, introducing power and authority publicly. John chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus was also invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to do." Now, there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to his servants, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. He said to them, "Now draw some out, take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. And when the master of the feast had tasted the water now become wine, they did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. The master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and when the people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This is the first of his signs Jesus did in Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory to his disciples, and his disciples believed in him. Now, important observations to keep in mind as we learn from Jesus, the man. Jesus is an ordinary looking man, a carpenter, a public gathering of many people. When you and I are in a group of people, what a great opportunity to bring Jesus into the conversations. Jesus had some of his followers with him attending the gathering. These followers were learning from Jesus how ministry is worked. Jesus wants to use you to participate in his miracle. You do your part as he commands you, then Jesus works through your participation beyond your capabilities. Jesus told the servants to take some water to the master of the feast. That would have been humiliating to those servants. Those servants see the water in those cups that they are taking to the master. Their hearts are pounding for fear of imminent humiliation. The servants hand the cup of water to the master, who sips the red liquid in astonishment of his best quality wine. The obedience to Jesus of these servants at this moment pays off in great joy. We likewise imitate Jesus by having strong Christians with us and talking about Jesus publicly. When we are out in public, that is a great opportunity to talk about Jesus to the people around you. In this stage of the ministry of Jesus, his public display of power established his authority as Yahweh God. Like unto Moses in Deuteronomy chapter 18. When I am present in a restaurant, I point out to the people around me that Jesus took their meal and fed the entire neighborhood. I receive immediate responses in different ways. Jesus stirs up the entire group. At the word of Jesus, the chemical nature of water instantly changed into the chemical nature of wine. Water and wine constitute two entirely different chemical molecules. There are many people who believe that the creation week of Genesis chapter 1 took many thousands of years to create, or many millions of years for the galaxies and the earth to be created. In 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, is describing God's extraordinary long-term patience, not the creation week of Genesis 1. Jesus is showing the skeptics among us, among each of us, that the act of creation and formation is accomplished instantly by his word. When it comes to scientific measurements, do not forget that the fall of man and the curse of sin in Genesis chapter 3 has damaged and distorted the laws of science. At his word, Jesus changed the chemical nature and molecular structure of water into wine. He did a similar restructuring in Genesis 1 and 2 during 6 24-hour days. In the Gospels, every conversation Jesus enters, he redirects towards spiritual values within minutes or less. What an awesome challenge for you and I to learn to imitate. Virtually every major category of life is represented in Jesus' miracles. Food, illness, jobs, weather, news, topics, children, marriage, etc., etc., etc. In each of these categories of life, you will find a specific example of Jesus to bring up in conversations with others, regardless of what you're talking about. If this message from Jesus Christ has been a blessing to you, please consider subscribing and notifications and a thumbs up for Jesus. Have a Jesus Christ day.